Here's 2 techniques that you need to incorporate when you're striking the ball on the half volley. Okay, so the half volley. This is so important for every position, whether you're passing, finishing. We're going to speak specifically about the finishing element today, and they can come in loads of different situations, whether it's the edge, whether it's in the box. So the first point we're going to go through is just focusing on the connection, because before we talk about the angles and your body position, how that works is you have to get that initial connection no matter where you are on the pitch. And the biggest thing I see, the biggest error I see people making is just getting emotional. We all love football, so when we see that bouncing ball like that, all we think is, I'm going to hit that as hard as I can. I'll talk about the technique in a minute, but I'm going to hit that as hard as I can, basically. People get emotional, lash it, don't think anything about it, usually sky it or drag it or miss-hit it. So first off on that connection, the biggest point I can give you, because usually in a half volley situation, because it's bouncing, defenders are also running towards you and people can get a little bit put off by it and sort of pull out of the technique. So just think of the ball as an extension of your body. What I like to think about here is if the knee and the hip and the shoulders almost come over the ball here, it's always going to stay low. So if I get in this position and I get over it, so that hip's almost internally rotated and the foot's going to come down on the ball, there's almost no way that I'm going to end up getting in this position where it goes high. So again, imagine that game situation is bounced out to you. If you can think here, at least I'm going to keep it low. Okay, so we'll just do a few reps and show you that this will not go high if I focus on my body position. Up, focus, body position. I'm always going to be able to keep it low, and that's the first step, because in the box it can go through legs, it can take deflections. If it's on target, we've got a good chance. The second part is the foot angle. So obviously it's basic, but we don't want to be in this position necessarily. In this situation we're talking about here, we want to try and get that knee and foot horizontal, just like we would if we were passing it or trying to drive it low. Same position applies. So as it's bouncing, we're thinking hip, shoulder, everything over, and the foot in that horizontal position. So again, if we just watch it live, if I think about my body position, there's no way it's going high, and I can keep that low trajectory. If you think about these things, you can't guarantee pitches, surfaces, that every time you're going to hit it sweet. But if you have that focus, ball's an extension of my body, think about my body position, it keeps you present in that split second that you need a good connection, and 9 times out of 10, you get that low trajectory, you get that connection, you've got a chance. Sometimes you're not going to get it, take it a bobble, but you've got way more chance thinking about that than getting emotional and just thinking, I'm going to smash it, and thinking about the goal. Put the focus on the body position. So another common way a half volley can fall is if you're on the run and the ball's in front of you. Sometimes if you're running at speed, it's very difficult to then turn the hip and get the body position right, and that's when you end up dragging it. So sometimes we have to take the front on approach. The same rules apply. Ball's an extension of your body, knee, foot, everything over the ball, pointing at the goal. If you get that, again, you're going to get that sweet connection and keep it nice and low. Say it's come over my head and I'm running onto it, I'm thinking knee over the ball. I'm going to be able to get that sweet spot. If you can meet it just as it hits the ground, that's when you're going to be able to hit it nice and clean. I hit it on the rise there, but the key is we still kept it down. We still give ourselves a chance of scoring. It's over our shoulder, we're running onto it, we're watching it. We can get that nice sweet connection. Keep it low, that's the main thing, because then you've got all that margin for error. If you do miss kick it a little bit and it rises, you're still hitting that target and scoring. Key takeaways there are whether it's side on or whether it's one where you're running onto it and you can only get front on, body position. The ball's an extension of your body. If your body's pointing at the goal, if you're on the side one, if your hip's internally rotated, the knee's over it, your body's in the right position, and you can focus your body in that split second when you need to connect, your chances and percentages of you hitting that target and scoring go way up. So focus on that body position. Of course, get to work on it, put the reps in so that when it comes in a game, you're prepared and you're working from that subconscious, not over processing in that moment. But that's going to give you way more success come game day on mastering that finish.